There's a lot of conversation going on right now involving Amazon's Lord of the Rings. They released a bunch of first images the other day, and I originally wasn't even going to talk about it because, honestly, I don't really care about this show. I think it's going to be a terrible show, if you want my honest opinion. I don't think they're approaching this show and looking at it as a Lord of the Rings show. I think they're looking at it as a Game of Thrones clone. I think that's what this show is going to feel like. It's going to feel like Game of Thrones, and that's really not what I'm looking for when it comes to a Lord of the Rings show. I think it's going to be a terrible show. I really do. All of these pictures that they've shown me strike me as Game of Thrones ripoff. And that's not what I'm looking for. And I don't think I'm the only one in that boat. Isn't this guy from Game of Thrones right here? Isn't this the guy that was in the Free Folk? I could be wrong. He looks just like him, if that's not him. But I think the show's going to be terrible. I really do. I haven't even really heard them discuss too much about the show. If anything, I've heard them discuss the diversity of the show more than anything else. And I asked on Twitter, I said, is there ever a show that's done this that's been good? It's true. When it comes to Amazon Lord of the Rings, I've heard more about the diversity than the actual plot. Name a show that was actually good and did that. I should have added Attack the Fans in there too, which they've done, and I'm going to get to in a second. And I misinterpreted what this guy said. He put a list together of shows that did that, not necessarily that they were good. Naomi, haven't watched it, heard it was shit. Why the Last Man got canceled right away. Batwoman, horrible show. Picard, horrible show. Enterprise Discovery, horrible show. Flash, haven't really watched it. I hear it's pretty cringe. Arrow, later in the series, I hear it gets pretty cringe. Supergirl, ratings fell through the roof, just like all these other shows. Gotham Knights, most likely going to be a shitty show. The Eternals, speaks for itself. It's a box office disaster. Wheel of Time. Now, I haven't watched Wheel of Time, but I hear a lot of people say that show is shit. And that's another show that did that. I would add Cowboy Bebop as well to this list. When a show does this, usually it's not good, and it's for a reason, because the show's not good. So they'll go and they'll attack fans. They'll say fans are trash, which is exactly what's going on here. Like, there's multiple articles covering this now, saying, oh, of course, they knew they'd face fan backlash over the diverse casting. So people have been criticizing this show for a while, and now this is the rhetoric that we hear. Oh, the backlash is over the diverse casting. I'm going to be honest, I don't give a shit about the casting. What I notice is them literally making the casting a huge deal and then going after the fans. That's what I've noticed with this, and when this happens, it never leads to a good show. Usually, the reason that the team behind whatever product, show or movie, are so defensive is because they know their product is shit. They know it's garbage. And they get defensive and they run around and they basically try to silence all criticism by calling you a racist or sexist or something. This is the same this is the same MO I've seen time and time again. And every time that it happens, it's usually because the show is shit. And I'm willing to bet that this show is going to be shit. I hope it's good. I hope it's a good show. I'd rather watch a good show, but some Game of Thrones clone disguised as a Lord of the Rings show is not something that I want to see. It's just not, they're two tonally different shows. Game of Thrones is not Lord of the Rings. I mean, the only thing they share is that they have like a medieval setting. Two totally different properties. But because there was so much success in Game of Thrones, everyone wants to copy it now. Like, I think literally, was it Jeff Bezos or whoever at Amazon said they want a Game of Thrones show. And now, Wheel of Time is popping up and we have this. They're approaching it from that angle, in my opinion. But this coming out and going after the fans bullshit, I'm tired of it. So many other people are tired of it. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They're calling fans trolls now, saying they knew they'd get backlash from trolls. Propping up some scholar, by the way, as an expert, who's some PhD feminist student. They try to say that this is their Tolkien scholar is anything but. She's a PhD student at the University of Glasgow and is interested in ethics, feminist theory, and so on. Like, that's who's helping advise this show. I don't know if that's someone who is or not. I just find that entire paragraph cringe. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good show. The casting I could care less about, as long as the show is good and everybody acts their part. But the signs, the tall tale signs are there that this is going to be a bad show. They're attacking fans. They're talking about all of this inclusive bullshit. Like, nobody, when people do this, I don't actually believe they care about the groups they're trying to prop up. Okay? They're trying to get woke points because all of these companies are hypocrites. Amazon treats its employees like slaves. They literally have suicide boxes in their warehouses. They shit on people, and this includes people of all walks of life. They can tell me they actually care and give a damn about groups? No. If they cared and give a damn about groups, they would treat their workers better. Because I'm pretty sure they have a lot of these groups that work for them. And everything that I've heard about Amazon Prime in their work facilities, it's bad. So they really cared about people, like they say, they would improve that lifestyle. So they don't give a shit about anybody. What they care about is, what's popular at the moment, which is, of course, making sure that you make a big stink about diversity. But when you do it at this level that they're doing it at, it never bodes well. And then they go and attack fans. That's even worse. This show is going to be shit. It's going to be a terrible show. And I'm going to laugh at it if it's bad and make content. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.